Okay, hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Hey, it's Anthony Moreland. I'm coming to you live on this Zoom from my home here in Dallas, Texas, and I co-host this amazing Wednesday night training call with my great friend. She's awesome, Michelle. And so we actually going to take the time this Wednesday. Our goal was to and we were blessed enough to go off to Destin like a week and a half ago. It was absolutely amazing. I encourage everybody, if you haven't already, kind of start clearing your schedule out for the end of February, first week of March. We will have another corporate event. This one will be in Utah, but we as the leaders, they're getting it all together with corporate and everything. But I encourage you to schedule your time there because events, wow. If the events were just half, if they're going forward, if they only half as good as they were, what we just experienced in Destin, it's definitely be well worth your time because that event right there, we had the mastermind. We turned around and had the million. We learned from the $1 million earners in our company alone, just their different ways of how they became millionaires. It was just absolutely amazing. Then the transformations we heard, just the vibe, the energy. I'm still fired up, and that was about a week and a half ago, you guys. And I'm so excited because of the tools that were released when we were there. And that's what we really want to focus in today on. I mean, I know maybe you tuned in, maybe you watched a couple of Zooms with Brent and Todd and Chris or Brent again and Andrea, and they talked about the different tools. We want to emphasize that here. I'm going to share my screen in a little bit after I let Michelle go first. And then we're going to kind of just show you how to utilize it so you can grow your personal business. And so that's what we'll take the time. Michelle, did you have anything you wanted to kind of talk about or say or anything? And then also, I'm not gonna mute the lines or anything. I'm gonna allow you to unmute yourself. And if you got a question about something, how it works, how to use it, feel free to unmute. This is more gonna be a little hands-on here. But I know me and Michelle talked about this before this, so I'm gonna do it today. Just because every time we get on here, we're gonna start doing this before we start doing the training. I'm gonna pick one person that's on here, and I'm gonna ask you to share me your 2 minute story. And I actually, it's crazy, it's random. I know but she got a camera on today. So Miss Lynette, if you don't mind unmuting, I know, but hey, practice makes perfect. So I just want you to come on and share your 2 to 3 minute story with everybody here. We're gonna always start this off. So hey, everybody be ready. If you get on our call, we're gonna help you practice. This is something you practice on. This is one of your tools. So hey, Miss Lynette, could you please unmute and just share with us your 2 3 minute story real quick?
Oh, Anthony. Oh, put me on the spot. Okay. Well, you're right. I need practice. So, um, well, my name's Lynette, and I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I've been a part of this industry for 7 years. And actually, I came into it for health reasons. I was having a lot of inflammation, and medical doctors were just wanting to put me on all these medications, but wanted to just mask the problem and not really get to the root of it. So I I was just networking. I was at a networking lunch at a chamber in Missouri. I lived in Missouri at the time. And I overheard this girl telling her story about some products that really made a difference in her life. And I handed her my business card and said, "Hey, my name's Lynette. Give me a call and maybe we can meet at a coffee shop. I want to hear more about what you just said, but I don't have time to listen." So 2 weeks later, she brought her mom with her. So that was Jessica Broadway and Kelly English met me at a coffee shop in Nixa, Missouri. And they brought a couple of blue frogs with them. And they just shared their story. their transformation of how much better they felt, and found that it was a way to also make some money just by sharing your transformations. So I said, well, I don't know that I'm interested in a business, but I am interested in the products. Well, it just made sense to me at the time to just go ahead and get a variety pack, which was a promoter pack, but that way I could look at to see what products would work best for me or what would be my favorites. And sure enough, I saw some results, and I didn't have inflammation in my joints anymore. I didn't drink the frogs right away. I actually liked the Lima Original. That was my staple. And it still is my staple in my household. And no longer have migraines, no acid reflux. And I was like, man, this is great. This is all natural. I can drink it. I hate pills. So this was a win-win for me. So, but I don't know if this is part of my story or not, guys. I'm just, but the reason I stick and stay is because I like the community, and the community of positive-minded people. I feel I have the entrepreneurial spirit because I know that there's got to be. I want to get to know more about the residual and retire with that someday, and sooner than later. And so I'm just here to learn like everybody else so that I can make it happen. I feel like I botched that up, Anthony.
Hey,
good job. Oh my gosh.
Hey, Lynette, what I loved about it was you're being real. And how many people do we know that either in our team, cross line, sideline, up line, down line, that could all use practice sharing their story? And so the great thing about it is you did it. You did it. So now you can go from where you are. You did great. You told us where you were from. You told us, of course you haven't had, the success just yet, but you share what you see with this opportunity. And that's the key aspect I would like everybody to take down when you're sharing your story. Just always remember who you are. These three questions always go through my mind when I'm sharing with somebody, whether it's random or somebody I know. People want to know who I am, what do I have, and why should I care? So if you can always answer those three questions, you'll always just be just fine. So I share who I am, where I'm from, what my life was like before I even heard about this opportunity 9 years ago. Then I transitioned. For me, my story is a little bit longer than some people. And so I got to transition. I kind of picked the high points on each one. And we kind of talked about that in our mastermind the other day. So we just picked the high points. For me, it was a college student, because there's a lot of people that can relate to the college. And so you did great right there. You had health issues, and you share with people how that's what caught your interest. But then as you transition, you realize that the opportunity side was just as good as the products. And you did great, Miss Lynette. Thank you so much for sharing tonight. And so now I'm going to kick it on over to Michelle. And then, Michelle, you kind of, did you have anything you want me to share? I know you want me to kind of go over the tools and how to work it and everything. So I'll be definitely ready for whatever you want ready for me to start that.
Awesome. Well, yes, thank you. And I do want to go over the specific tools in terms of providing resources and links and the pages and all of that. Before we do that, I want to do some concept training. Oh, and I'm so excited. I got a camera on my computer now. So now I don't have to be on my phone and my computer. I'm so stoked. It's the little things in life, right?
Yes.
So, wow, down in Florida, I think I have close to 20 pages of notes that I took while we were down there in Florida. And so I can't give you everything that I took away from the training in Florida, but I do want to touch on a few of the things. And one of them is what Anthony just had us do with Lynette. And Lynette, thank you so much for that. He totally put you on the spot, and you were brave and you were courageous. and you stepped out there and, uh, in spite of that, you did great. So thank you for that. And I think we all need to be able to start practicing in practical ways in a safe space. So we're all a safe space here where we can share our story, where we can receive constructive feedback from people to help us to get better, to streamline. And what I've really started noticing is that it needs to be succinct and brief and hit the high points for people. Kind of like that concept you've heard of, an elevator speech. I spent a lot of years in a formal networking group where you had between 30 and 60 seconds each week to share your weekly, they call it a sales manager moment or a commercial. Each week you had an opportunity to share about who you are, your business, what you do, and what you have to offer. And you couldn't do the same thing every week. Well, I mean, you could, but if you did, people started tuning out. So it stretched me to become, to identify different areas of my business that were relevant to people, create stories that people connected with, and do it quickly and concisely and give them something that they would remember. So we had our team mastermind training with Brent and Andrea yesterday. And so I want to touch on some of the things that they talked about in regard to telling your story and doing it quickly. So there's four things that you kind of want to focus on. The first is, what did your life look like before? Let that be a very short part, like maybe 10% of your time, your story as you're sharing it. And so people don't care about the successes that you had until they understand your pain and where you came from. So that piece is really important, but you don't want to stay there. You don't want to, just languish in, whatever the challenge was, whatever your pain points were. Address them, point them out so that, this is what my life was like before. And then someone shared this opportunity with me. And that is a really good transition piece. So this is what my life was like before, about 10%. And then someone shared this opportunity with me. And whether it was for health reasons, whether it was business opportunity, however that came to you, that's the transition piece for you. The third piece is, this is how my life has changed. And that should be about 60 to 70% of your story as you're sharing it with somebody, because they need to know where you came from, like why it was relevant to you, why it interested you, but then how has it changed your life? What are you doing differently now? How has it improved your life, or what has it added? What kind of value has been added to your life from the opportunity, from the products, from the community, whatever that looks like to you? And we all have a little bit different story with that. So it's good for us to begin sharing our stories individually, each week on our training, to start doing that, so that we get to hear more people's experience and stories. Because then, if I am talking to somebody who I go, you know what, I think that person is really going to connect with Lynette. I'm going to reach out to Lynette and say, hey, would you do a 3-way with me? And that way we begin to expand our sphere of influence and our ability to connect with people, because we know other people's stories. And so by practicing and learning what other people have to offer and what they have experienced, you'll be able to connect with other people in different ways. And so then the last piece of the telling your story is, this is what it affords me, or this is what I'm looking forward to in the future. So that's maybe 10% of that. So what you're looking for there is a hope for the future, a optimism. What is it that you're excited about that gives you motivation to keep doing this, to get up and get going? And so I'm going to kind of segue into the training portion about the tools and the onboarding process that they rolled out for us when we were in Florida. The whole idea here in what we're doing, and I'm so stoked about what they created with these, it's groups and the onboarding process that they are rolling out for us right now. Because what I have seen for myself, and I hear all the leaders talk about it, is that you can be the greatest speaker, you can connect great with people, you can, be very eloquent and engaging and dynamic. And if the person that you're sharing with isn't that way, or they don't feel like they can be that way, then they're going to be hesitant to get started, because they're going to look at that and go, I can't do that. So what we're trying to do in the systems that we're using, in this process that they're rolling out, in the connections with utilizing the stories and the resources of other people, is to create duplication. So it doesn't matter if you are the greatest speaker and presenter and you can close 10 out of 10 people. If you don't create that duplication in your team, it doesn't matter if you can do it 10 out of 10 times, because where the power comes in is when you can make your duplication and your training so good that you become obsolete. I think it was Todd Rowland that said that you want to make your duplication so effective that you become obsolete. And what that means is, if I enroll a new person today and something happens to me, are they going to be able to do what I did? Are they going to be able to look at that and go, you know what? Something happened to her and she's not here to help me, but I can still do what she just did. And so it's a really great system that they have given us. And the idea with it is to be succinct, to be simple, to make it so that even a child could probably utilize the system to help get people going. And so it's what we want to do essentially is share our story, that connection piece, make it brief. And, people are reaching out to you. Maybe it's on Facebook. Maybe you run into people that you haven't seen in a while. And they're like, man, you look great, or you seem to have a lot more energy. What are you doing? And that piece is, I would love to share with you what I'm doing. Can I plug you into a Facebook group? And I'll tag you in a video. It's just real short, I'll tag you in it. Would that be okay? And they're like, yeah, I'd love to check it out and see what you're doing. And so that makes it really easy then to be able to plug them in. And we've got 2 different groups that we want to start plugging people into. So the one group is going to be our customer focused group. That's going to have health transformations and testimonies from all over the country, potentially all over the world. And what we are looking for with that is to tap into the collective resource of all of the reps and customers around the world who are sharing their story. Because what that does is it increases your credibility, because you're not the only one saying that this stuff is great. It also gives people input and testimonials from other people who maybe have different issues, different benefits than what I personally have had. So I get to plug new people into this Facebook group where they begin to get dripped on. So once they're in the group, they're going to start getting notifications that so-and-so posted in the group, so-and-so posted. And they're gonna be like, man, a lot of people are posting in this group. Like, what's going on over here? So you're gonna get them into the group, and you want to tag them in 3 to 5 relevant videos that you think that they are going to connect with. And then, videos, testimonials, whatever it is, tag them in those so that they can directly focus their attention on those couple of things. And then they're in the group and they can start, peeking around and seeing, what are other people doing? What are the other testimonies? And so that's a product side, a customer side of things. We also have one for the business side, which is going to allow you to plug people in who you are thinking, there's a business benefit for them, or that's what they're interested in is the business side. So this second group is going to have business transformations, testimonials about what the opportunity of the income, the business building side of it has provided to people. And so that way they will be able to, hear from other people who've had success, and we have to be careful with that as we're posting and sharing in there. whether it's the customer side, where we're talking about product testimonials and transformation stories, we are, we're monitoring that very closely from an admin standpoint, where we want to make sure that people are not saying things like, it cured my whatever, my thyroid disease, it cured my arthritis. But we can say, I started taking the products and I noticed that my joints were feeling better, or I noticed that I had more energy. So we can talk about it in generic terms and say, I started this and then I noticed this. It's a correlation, right? We're not saying it caused it or it healed it or cured it. So being careful with that, but we want to share those stories and how it's changed people's lives. On the other side of that, with the business ones, we want to share things like, I was able to pay my car payment today with income from my phone-based business, or today we got to pay our mortgage for the first time with income from our side hustle. Stuff like that, where we're not making an income claim, we're not putting a specific amount of money out there, but it's stories about how it's changing people's lives, how it's bringing benefit and value to people. So there's two aspects. There's the customer side, there's the business side, and we're hoping to add people to the customer side so they begin to see the product transformations, and then they're like, I want to do that. How do I get started? And then we can also plug them in with the business side of things, so that they then begin to see that it's not just, we can help you feel better, we can help you with your finances too. And there's an awesome onboarding process. And Ant, if you have that up, or do you have the groups up on the Facebook that you can kind of show us what the specific groups are? Awesome. So there are 2 groups that we want to be plugging people into, and it would be awesome if we can each set a goal for ourselves to add 5 new people to these groups, potential, 5 new potential customers and or 5 new potential reps, and add them to these groups. And the idea is to let the system work for us, so that we are letting other people share with them, drip on them, and it's kind of showing up in their feed periodically. They'll see it and they'll see the different stories, and you don't even have to do it. Like, all you have to do is ask, can I add you to the group, and get them added. And
it works like wonders, you guys. Like, it's amazing. It's kind of like when you first get started and you're trying to go talk to maybe for me, like, it was like trying to go talk to my mom or my grandmother. This group allows me to pretty much allow my friends transformations in these videos, and allow the group to really close my friend in or get them more engaged on what I have going on. And the first group was Transformation Healthstyles. So all you have to do on your Facebook, on your phone, and this is the picture of it. I always remember this, and bam, Transformation Healthstyles. I'm not gonna go too much in on the groups. I'm gonna go more on the bot part, just to kind of show you that process there. And I encourage you to go through that. But the groups are very, very important, you guys. And I encourage you. Maybe you're watching this for the first time. Maybe you're on here and you haven't been in but a couple of weeks or a couple of months, or you just now starting your transformation. You don't have the big weight loss transformation or fitness transformation or anything. But I encourage you to go in here and use this group to help you find some people to help you stay accountable. Go in here and let us know that, hey, I just got my box. I'm just getting started on my transformation. You guys, I love for y'all to hold me accountable. And that's what I encourage you to do. And so this is how the group is. We always encourage you, when you do, always remember ATM, like the ATM where you go collect your money, because this is ATM. This is the most important thing. This is how you would get people to, get excited and want to learn more or get started all the way in. ATM. Michelle mentioned you got to add your friend. I mean, you got to physically add them. You can hit this invite button, but you know what I personally do, you guys, is I go right on up here and I go and grab this link and I grab it and I copy it and I text it directly to my friends. So now they clicking on it. I can still add them here, which you can still add people. I encourage you to add them here, but go and grab the link and physically send it to them. Because now you know that they got it. Now you know that because Facebook, next thing you know, they'll get invited, say that they got 50 groups they've been invited to. So I always remember that. Transformational
Make
health style.
sure, if I can interrupt Anthony real quick, make sure that you are not just adding people to the group without introducing it to them, without letting them know or asking them if it's okay, because you're gonna upset people, you're gonna cause irritation. I don't like being added to groups just randomly without knowing what it is or why I'm being added to it. So make sure that the person you're adding knows that you are going to add them to it and why, because that's gonna, one, they're going to be okay with it and more open to receive it. And two, it's going to key them into the fact that, oh, this is something I need to go and check out.
And a good role play would be something like this. Let's say for instance, I'm reaching out to Michelle and I would go something like, hey, Michelle, we already kind of shared our story, everything of that nature, and be like, Michelle, I've done it. It's several different ways. It's not like you don't always have to go there. Some of the ways I've been getting some of my friends in there is I know they're into fitness. I know they go to the gym a lot. I know they love working out. I say, hey, Michelle, hey, I know that you're big on fitness. I know you love working out. I know that I'm in a health and wellness company with some amazing products. I created a health group. And see, I want you to kind of take notice to that. I created a Facebook group. See, because the way Brent and Todd and Andrea and everybody when we put the groups together, it wasn't so it could be just our group. It's everybody's group. It's y'all's group. It's your group. So you got to own it. So it's yours. So say, hey, I created a group with some friends, and it's just about health products, health styles, transformation. I know that you're big on fitness. I would love to add you to it. Love so you could check out a little bit more about the products that I have. Now my friend feels, or I can give them a compliment. You can always go different routes. And a lot of my friends that are in fitness, I love to. I'm talking about people who are already, already fit and everything, but they'll love to get in there. And then I just come here, right here to this first video, is pinned to the top. And I just say, hey, start here. Let them check out this first video. Bam. The reason why this first video is because it kind of gives them a gist, and it gives them Dr. Ginger does an amazing job going over some of the core products we have here, but also just going into some detail about the company. Is great way to start. And we learned also, see, this system wasn't created by us. We borrowed it from the Italians, and now we're using it. They're doing over $8 million a year, $8 million a week in sales as a whole. Why wouldn't you borrow from somebody that's doing over $8 million to use the same system? And so this is what they do. Then I listened to Amy and Whitney and them talk about how they utilize the group in their last company, where it started with a couple people and they end up growing to over 62,000 people in a year's time. That is how and then so we're working on it. So of course we're not going to be perfect and we're not going to have it all together, but guess what? We're going to make it happen. So I encourage you to use the groups. Add. You heard Michelle talk about tag, ATM. I always remember ATM. You got to tag your friend in the first video. Bam. Then go find, maybe maybe they need recipes or they're working out. Well, her, the other Michelle just posted, recipe. Bam. Weight loss. Maybe they got a weight loss. Find what your friend is dealing with and say, hey, and let your friend know when you talk to them. I'm going to tag in a couple of friends and my friends are like, wow, they were using the product to lose that much weight, or they were using this to, so it's absolutely amazing. And then number 2, oops, I was working over here. I got to add some more videos for us. Number 2 is transformation lifestyles. Same thing. All you have to do is go up to the search, and if you type in transformation lifestyles with the S, bam, it'll come up just like this. Just remember this little picture here, transformation lifestyles will pop up. Bam, same thing. You can pop them right here. They already said they wouldn't be added to this group unless they were interested in the business. So they don't mind being tagged in videos. So why not start with who the owners who created the opportunity for us. So bam, all you gotta do, bam, go in there, tag your friend in. Same thing. Oops. Bam, just like that. Then you think about who they are. Maybe their story, and I encourage you to spend 10 to 15 minutes each day just scrolling so you'll know which stories are stuck in your mind. The reason why I tell you to do that is because it's already on your mind. So now throughout the day, as you reaching out to people, when it comes back to it, you're like, wow, I just did read Val and Joe's story. Let me share it. Maybe it's this one with the car. Like, how many people we know would love their car or truck payment paid for? Just like that, or need the community. I did put the rise of entrepreneur. Maybe they don't really kind of know the true meaning of network marketing, how to benefit, how it can really help them and their family. Well, why not get them started with a nice little documentary of what network marketing is all about? It's there. The tools are there for us, you guys. And then so the next one, let me go here. So the next tool, and so these tools are something I encourage you to play with. Those groups are absolutely amazing. If all I heard from Rick Billings, the Italians, Amy Summers, Whitney Johns, what I heard the most from them, you guys, what I heard the most from them when I was just listening to them talk about their groups and how they utilize them and everything of that nature, you know what I really heard? ATM. Add them, tag them in some posts, tag them in the start post, and then tag them in some pictures and things that they can relate to and videos, and then message them back and say, hey, were you able to get in? Were you able to get in the group? Remind them, so bam. And so then the next tool that was released, you guys, which is absolutely amazing, is the getting started process, you guys. And so this is all you have to do is go search Team Undeniable. It's a page. It's not a group. It's a page. Remember that part. It's a page. So it's Team Undeniable, you guys. And bam. So you go here. Let me just make it look like I'm not even in there. You go to send message. You can do this from the phone, from the computer, from an iPad. It doesn't matter, whichever one. You got a new rep. They just got started. And you're saying, hey, I know you just got started. I want to send you here so I can get you started off on the right track. You send them here. They go to send message. Bam. All you have to do is tell them they can do 2 words. You can say either one. You don't even have to tell them 2 words. Just say, hey, go to it and say ready. You can type in ready. And then once you type ready, it gives you an automated message, you guys. And I'm not going to read through it. I'm just going to kind of show you how to do it. I encourage you tonight, before you go to sleep, if you haven't done it already, or even if you have done it, do it again, because you'll be able to share with a friend how to do it. Once you do that, welcomes you, congratulates you on joining. It lets you know, like, hey, our 2 main, we all know our groups, once people get in, should be MOA Challenge and RX Nation. That's where they can learn about the calls, they can be a part of the community. MOA Challenge, RX Nation. Then it also reminds them if they aren't in our groups, to hop in our groups for our prospects, Healthstyles, Lifestyle. Then they ask them, are they enrolled? So if they say no, nothing will happen. The bot isn't there to collect people that haven't enrolled. This bot is to help people that have enrolled, that just getting started, to get rolling. So if you just hit yes, bam, it generates another message. And then bam. So now it tells them, shows this little message, and it pretty much has them come back to us. So now they got to come back to us. This is how we know that they're actually doing it, because now they got to come back and get the keyword. The keyword, the first keyword, if you haven't wrote it down yet, is launch. So all you have to do is, bam, launch. They come and get the keyword launch from us. It gives them a system. It gives them something to do. It gives them a homework. And so this one, the first part of it is just telling them welcome, who the body is pretty much, and they just click yes. And see, now this is where it starts to give them little small assignments, and this is how this system is designed. This is something the Italians use. This is something, if I don't know if y'all were on the 7-day challenge, I heard Boss Lee and Stormy Wellington. This is what they send their people through, because what this does, I'm gonna be totally honest. When somebody goes through this, they showing you, the person that enrolled them, that they are ready to take action. Because see, like some people, they'll get to the first or second step and stop and be like, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I did. I was like, oh, I know what to do. But then when they gave us the homework assignment the other day, I was like, you know what? I did it. And I actually went through the whole thing. If you think I'm lying, ask Brent Palmer, did I text him for the keywords? And did I text him my goals? Did I text him my list? Did I text him those things? I did. I did the same thing. And you know what? It made me feel good, because it was just little pocket. It was little homework assignments, but you got it done. So all they got to do is read through this. This is pretty much the first part, I believe, is their goals. Oh well, I think it's their goals. After you say I'm ready, after you read it, you click I'm ready. I think the first part is they have to get their goals, and so yeah, so they have to go through this. Pretty much this is pretty much the decision of why they want to do it, why they want to make this happen. And so then they got to come back to us and get the keyword. The keyword for the second one is goals. We just they come back, they type in goals. It gives them another homework assignment. Now they do the list. And it's not a big list. It's 10 people. Hey, we need 10 people to work with to start you off. Bam. So they come back after they do that. They still got to come back and do what? Get another keyword. See, this is showing you that, hey, they're following instructions. See, me used to play sports and different things like that. You want to know, not only did the most talented people get on the field, it was also the people who were the most coachable that got on the field. See, there's one thing that a coach can't stand, and that's an athlete that don't want to listen. I've grown up with some amazing friends that were athletes, and I watched them get kicked off the team several times because of bad attitude or not wanting to listen. And see, this little concept is simple. It's 4 little steps, where it's kind of like 4 little steps. All they got to do is the main things. Why are you doing this business? Okay, let's help you create a list. After you create a list, now we come back. Now you start your journey. And then bam, that's the third keyword, journey. And see, now you're seeing that they're going through, they're reading. See, because they can do a little bit here, stop, and then bam. And so then, bam, we got this. Now it's showing them how to get different videos. And that's also something that changed, you guys, just to kind of throw that in here. I don't know if y'all know this, but today we were sending people to the RX experience. And now when you go straight to the RX experience and you got a friend that needs to check out that first video, guess where? Right where it's at, right on the front page. You don't have to click on nothing anymore. We remove the welcome video, and we put tile rolling right here at the front. Bam, it's right there. It's not hard. You can either go to YouTube or you can come right here to the RX experience. I encourage you to send them here to the RX experience, because YouTube will give them side videos. And you know how you ever watch a video on YouTube and you're watching, and then at the end they start giving you what they recommend you listen to or recommend. And a lot of times it be, people who pay ads to write bad things about a company and all this stuff. So guess what? Now all you got to do is go right here. The video is on here by itself. So when this video stops, guess what? The only thing they see is our website. So they can go on here and play around and look at different videos, and it's not going off to the third party. Me and Brent talked about that today, and so we made the decision. We changed it, and so bam, there you go. Me, Steve Schwartz, these are leaders that we tried and error. We tried it for out of like a week. We noticed a couple of things could be changed. Today was the day it got changed. And so we do listen. So that's just one thing I wanted y'all to, see and know that did get improved. And so back to the team undeniable. Bam, it gives them another homework assignment. They can say, I'm ready to share. Bam. It pretty much loads them up with another little to-do list, another little small task. And so bam, it gives them how they can send this to somebody. The real players, the real people that wanna make it happen, trust me, they're gonna knock this out. They're gonna knock this out. And then when they knock it out, guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna come back to you. Bam, they can say, I got a question, or they can say, got it. It gives them something, other little small things. But see, this allows you it gives them a challenge to do now. It gives them something else to do.
The really awesome thing about this is that it creates very simple duplication. It is a tool that absolutely every single one of us can utilize, and it plugs people in and lets them get started at their own pace, but in a way that's professional, it's streamlined, it's simple, and truly it breaks down the barriers that says, well, that's too complicated, I can't do what you did. And so we plug people in here and we get them started with this. When we use this onboarding process to help them get going, it gives them specific tasks that are simple and easy to do, and it walks them through it and how to get going, how to start. It involves you as their sponsor in the process because they have to ask you for these keywords to use. So you as the sponsor, so I put the keywords in the chat over here. The keywords are launch, goals, journey, and rockstar. So grab a hold of those 4 keywords, and you want to hang on to those so you know where they are. So when you get somebody enrolled, a new rep, you want to have them here on this page in this group, and you want them to start the onboarding process with the messenger bot and let them know, go into the Team Undeniable page and send a message, and it's going to give you some prompts. And as it's asking you for stuff, you're going to need to come back to me when you've completed certain things. So let me know when you're at that point when you need that next keyword. And that way, you know that they are engaged, that they're participating in the process. You are kind of with them through the process, but the bot is handling a lot of it for you. So most of it for you, truly. So it gives you a gauge of their engagement level and how they're doing in terms of getting started and being willing to take action for themselves. Because what I've been hearing so much this week, don't try to talk somebody into your business, to joining you and your business, because then you're going to have to try to talk them into taking action, into doing things for their business. You want people who want to do this. You don't want to drag them along with you, because then you're constantly going to be dragging lots of dead weight because they're not going to do anything. So look for those people who are eager and excited and they want to do it. Maybe there's a difference in I'm eager and excited, but I don't know anything. And I just, like the stiff arm, like you can not know what you're doing, and that's okay. Like, we're going to help you get started. But, for those people, you can get them started with the onboarding process with the bot. And truly what it does is it reaffirms that anybody can do this. It's so simple, and it creates the ability for us, all of us, to use a consistent system so that people are coming on, they're empowered, they're given tools right away to get going. And even somebody who's been in for 5 minutes can say, I just got started, and look at this system that they plugged me into. This is so simple. And it can call their friend and be like, dude, you got to do this with me. This is so easy. Like, and even that brand new person who's been in 5 minutes they can be like, you know what? I don't know how to get you signed up, but let me call, my person who signed me up. Let's get you signed up. Okay, now I can plug you into this page. And just like that, you've created easy duplication within your business. And that's what they just kept reiterating over and over and over in Florida is it's not the great speakers. It's not the great people person individuals. It's not the dynamic leaders who are necessarily the ones who are growing. I mean, they are growing, but the reason is because when you create duplication, you empower other people to grow independently of you. And it makes it easy for others to want to share, because if it's too complicated, people don't want to share. So this is basically knocking out all the excuses, taking away all the objections. It's so easy and streamlined at this point. Like, I am super excited to get people, start plugging people into it and see the system work. And it just adds another layer for us of appeal in this business to share with people. Like, look, you plug somebody in to the customer group and the business transformation group, and they start getting dripped on by all of the dozens and hundreds of people who are sharing in these groups. Guess what? You're not doing that. All you did was plug them in. You shared, you plugged them in, and now the system is working for you. So you are leveraging your influence, you're leveraging the influence of all the other people who are contributing, and you're showing each new person how simple it is. Look, all you got to do is invite somebody to the group. Let the system work. Try this onboarding process. So simple. Gives you all the instructions right there. It involves you as the sponsor in the process. And you guys get to work together, but it kind of puts it on them. Like, they need to take action to do something, to get the process going. But it's very clean, very easy, straightforward. You are going to need those 4 words as their sponsor to be able to share that with them. If, they start in the process and you're like, I forgot the keywords, you can reach out to one of us. We'll
I encourage you to go. I honestly encourage you to go through it and really do it. Take the time, really do it, because it asks you to write down your goals. Hey, guess what? I had to write down my goals. Ty Rowland made me draw out my goals. So if you want to take it to the next level, draw them out. Like, I really have graph paper, and I had to draw out my dream house. Actually had to draw it. I actually had to draw it out. So, so I actually had to draw it out. I got a picture of it, and then I kind of got different pictures from here and different find things that that inspire me, and I had to, and I actually sent it to Brent, I sent it to Todd, and so there it is. I did it. I did my list. Now my list don't let my list fall. If you're new here, don't let my list discourage you. I just know what I got my hands on. You might not know exactly what you got your hands on, but my list is, over 1,000 people I already wrote down in the composition book. Now it's just, I'm really not, I haven't attacked it just yet, because I know what the GoPro event is going to make you, it's going to have you attack it. It's going to have you start then. So I just kind of getting prepared. And so that's why I said, don't let it discourage you. Don't let, hey, well, if you want to know how I got those 1,000 or those 1,500 some people, everybody got the little phone and they got a contact list in it. So all I did was open up the contact list, go to I wrote them. I didn't prejudge. I didn't do anything. I just wrote the name down. See, because when you start getting the prejudge, they wouldn't be worried about, they make too much money, all this, and that. I got professional football players in my phone, everything wrote down. I didn't care. I just wrote them down. Because the job wasn't for me to sort through them. My job was to write them all down, get them out on paper. You got to empty it out. Then you can start sorting as you're reaching out to them, because people may be in different parts of life. Once you reach out to them, you'll kind of know, like, is this somebody I want to work with? You can go check out their Facebook and check them out. See, then you can start doing your homework then. But the first thing is you got to get them on paper. And so I encourage you, grab an empty spiral and just write everybody's name that's in your phone, and it lets you know they're already in the business. that, and then do it. Write your goals out. See, that's what I love about that little bot. I love about that tool that we have. It gets you to really thinking about why you doing this business. Why do you want to be successful? Because you got to have a reason why to do it. And, maybe it's like Lynette, she shared her amazing transformation. She wants to build that residual income. She wants to one day be able to retire. See, now when she goes to the bot, it's going to help her dig a little bit deeper. It's going to help her find out those real, true reasons. Then she get the list going. It just, hey, I encourage you to do it. Because how you going to ask somebody else to do it if you haven't done it? See, I've done it. Oh, Robin, you got something? Oh, I thought you rose your hand.
I thought you had something too.
I thought she rose her hand. Hey, Robin. That's Miss Hollywood.
We've got about 7 minutes left.
Did y'all have any questions?
Yeah, let's open it up for questions.
Any questions? Anybody need me to go through something, show them something, anything? Y'all, I think everybody can unmute. So if you got any questions, don't hesitate.
I just want to pipe in. I will pipe in. So I just think like all of this, like Ant, what you just did with that, the RX experience, that's awesome. Like that makes it so much more streamlined, even from how it was last week. Like I didn't see that you had changed that. So that's awesome. Bravo. And this is making things so much easier for us to be able to tag people in that. I don't know if you guys watched, Tammy did a little video in RX Nation today, this afternoon, about her experience putting this ATM into process. And I'm just seeing that it's becoming easier. So, my goal, well, they asked us at the thing in where were we? Florida, to do 5 a week. 5 in each group a week. That's just 1 a day. I mean, that's like simple.
That's so simple.
That's simple because you're really just reaching out and giving them the opportunity to take a look at their own leisure, at their own time. And my goal is to do 5 a day. Because then, I mean, if you go to your lists that you've made up, and you have, 250 people on your list, or even 50, you'll be able to just start reaching out to them and just, starting them through the process. And just like this woman was watching Tammy for 7 years, that's what she said on her video in RX Nation. You don't know who's watching you. People are watching you. They really are watching you. So just want to encourage you guys to really make a point and block that out in your time in the daytime. Like, what is your time to do your, income producing activity every day? Even if you work a full-time job, you still have time to do something. Even if you work 7 in the morning till 7 at night, you still have time to do something. Because what do we do when we go to the bathroom? We take our phone. Like, seriously, I have caught myself in the bathroom, not maybe at my house, but in the bathroom. And then I get lost, doing my stuff on the phone. And I'm like, oh, shucks. Oh, shucks, I'm on the toilet.
Just don't flush it.
Oh, shucks, I'm on the toilet. I better get off the toilet, right? I mean, I take the dumb thing in the bathtub with me. I'm a bath.
We all do it. We go everywhere with these things. So why not? And when you just said that, just think about your friends. See, I'm thinking about the prospect, and that's what the groups do. Think about your friends gonna go and get on Facebook, and the first thing they're gonna do is open it up. Oh, notification from this group. Who is this lady that just lost 20 pounds? Look, first, this the second story on mine is Joe sharing his transformation. See, if it happens for me, what you think is going to happen to your friends? And then next thing you know, they're in there and they're just getting more engaged. You guys, it's absolutely amazing. Well, my bad on cutting you off, Rob.
No,
It just
no,
made me think.
that's all I have. Just,
Okay.
but the process doesn't work if you don't use it. It won't run its own self.
No, it won't. And what I want to challenge everybody with as we're kind of wrapping up tonight is to give yourself a personal challenge to utilize, like tap into these tools, become familiar with them, use them. And the real challenge here that I would like for each of us to do, and this is something that I personally know that I need to do, I need to hone in on things, I need to streamline, and I need to cut down what I'm saying to people, because I'm a talker. I get excited about stuff and I like to talk and I share things. And what I'm realizing is that I'm sharing too much. I like to, give the full story, and I like details and all of that. I'm a details person. Robin loves that.
I do love that.
So details are good, and it's good to know these things, and it's good to have a solid foundation and a knowledge base, and to be very familiar with all of the tools and the aspects, but you don't have to be that person. And as a brand new person, you're not going to be that person. So I want each of us to make it a personal challenge to be simple. Practice your story. If you have to, write down the bullet points so that you're just hitting on those, those key points. Keep it short so that you're not overwhelming people. You ever heard that expression, too long didn't read? Well, if you're talking and it's too long, people are going to check out. They're going to tune out, and they're sitting there going, how much longer do I got to listen to this? So try to keep it short. Don't overwhelm people. And really, all you're looking to do is to share enough information, enough of your story, that it opens the door to invite them to take a look. And you need to extend that invitation. Ask them to, is it okay if I add you to the group? Is it okay if I tag you in a video? And when you get that response, yes, you need to ask their permission. And when they give you a time that they can watch a video, say, great, can I follow up with you at that time? So you don't want to just like blanket send a whole bunch of stuff to somebody, because it's going to overwhelm them. It puts the onus on them, whether or not they're going to engage it or watch it. But when you ask them, when will you have, whatever the video is that you want to share with them, know how long it is, and ask them, when would you have 6 minutes to watch this video, or 13 minutes, depending on the video you're using. They give you a time. Awesome. I will send you that link then, and I'll call you, give them a little bit of a buffer, because, sometimes kids and life and whatever, but tell them, if they give you a time that they're going to watch that video, say, awesome, I will give you a call about 10 minutes later. Like if the video is 6 minutes long, give them 10 minutes. I'll call you then. In between that time, when you ask them to watch the video, get the time that they're going to watch it, send it to them. You want to call or get a hold of somebody who can do a 3-way call with you. So the idea is to share and invite them to watch. You press play. Basically, send them the video. If they're sitting with you, just press play. Let the video do the work for you, instead of you having to do all of the work yourself every time. Utilize the tools so that new person goes, oh, all they did was just push play on a video, and then called me, and somebody else, that knows more, has an experience I related to, got on the phone and answered some questions for me. I can do that. I can press play on a video. I can make a phone call and have somebody else help me out. Like, that's super simple. So challenge yourself to streamline your process. Don't give people too much information, because when they think that, when you give them too much, they think that they have all the information that they need, and they dismiss it. They're like, ah, it's not for me. We want to give them enough to raise their curiosity, get a confirmed time that they're going to watch the video or that they're going to have time for a phone call or an appointment. So the difference between a pest and a professional is the next appointment. If you don't set that up with them in advance, then you're just bothering, like you feel like you're bothering them. And so if you ask for the next appointment to call and follow up with them, or to, have a coffee or a one-on-one with them, whatever that next appointment looks like, then you are setting yourself up as the professional, because you're creating that time when they're expecting to hear from you. It gives you a reason to reach out to them again. So you're not pestering them because they knew in advance you're going to reach out, you're going to talk to them. And so by doing that, you're creating opportunity to drip on them, to have those conversations. So just work on streamlining and making it more simple. Familiarize yourself with the new tools that they just rolled out, get comfortable with them, and utilize your team around you. Because what we want people to see is that I can press play on a video. I can reach out to somebody on my team or somebody in my circle. They don't have to be on your team necessarily, to get on a 3-way call with you right after that person watches the video, and then answer questions and invite them to get started. Asking them straight up, are you ready to start your transformation? Are you ready to get going? Because if you don't ask, they're sitting there thinking, well, what's the next step? Now what? And if you don't offer it to them, they probably are not going to take it. So we need to be professionally direct and ask people, lead them through the process and ask, invite them. Let them know, I would like to do this with you. Will you join me? And that way, we're showing people you can do this. Anybody can do this. Robin, I see you're unmuted. And did you have something else?
Am I unmuted?
You are. I saw it click open and I thought,
I'm organizing my pens while I'm listening to you. Okay, I have a funny thing though. Okay, are you all done?
I'm all done, and we're 9:04, so wanna share your funny, and then we'll be done.
I have really funny. So every opportunity you have, now Margaret's going to get a big kick out of this. Okay, every opportunity you have, take that opportunity to offer what you have in your hand. So I have this, how we get messages on our messenger, and I don't even know how I got friends with this particular person, but this is a guy. So this happens all the time with me, you guys. And it's so funny because I know these guys, no offense, guys, but so this guy reaches out to me, becomes my friend. We have several friends in common. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, because I had asked him months ago, what do you do? I'm prospecting, right? He reaches out yesterday and he said, so when can we get together and hang out? And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, so I go and I, Facebook stalk him because I want to know, what does he do for a living? Does he have a family? Is he working right now? I'm running down my list. And then I don't answer him. And then he messages me back today and he said, wow, that was bold. I'm really sorry. I didn't know that you were married. And then he sends me this picture that I had posted on my story of me and Aaron Decker that I posted, at the event. He goes, is this your husband? I said, no, he's a business partner of mine. So I moved right in for the kill. He don't know who he's messing with. So he goes, I said, so, what do you do? It looks like you're an entrepreneur. He goes, yes, I am. He goes, I'm trying to figure things out with all this COVID thing. I said, perfect opportunity here. I'm looking for people who are entrepreneurs that are looking to make some serious income. Is that something that what might interest you? He responds, you do realize I was hitting on you. I said, yes. And then I went right on back to the same subject. Let's go right to the kill. So he's looking at the information. So then I go to look just now while we were on the phone to see how old this guy is. Take a guess. 25.
Boy, that Newsom works good.
Like, wow, that's robbing the cradle. I have a 38, almost 39-year-old son. Oh, anyway, use every opportunity. The point is,
Hey,
use
every
opportunity, baby.
And see that you can use internet people all the time. I got people all the time like, well, hey, what do you do? Well, are you single? Are you are you tagging? Or you do? I'm like, well, I'm busy. I'm very, very busy right now. I'm working on, I'm building a global business right now. And people, and I do the same thing, Robin. I do the same exact thing. I funnel people. They be like, well, what do you do? Well, and then the best thing to do is if you ever want to know if somebody truly wants to know what you do, is make them wait a day or make them wait 2 days and be like, hey, I'm so sorry I didn't get back with you right away like Robin did. She didn't get right back. Oh, and he comes back the next day and he's like, oh, that was so rude. See, she made him the suspense, the wanting to know.
Anticipation.
And so the anticipation, yeah. So it's kind of like, it's a great story because you just never know, you guys. And
I know, Anthony, I see you are so busy. I just am surprised. I don't see like smoke rolling off of your rear end from the couch or something because you are like nonstop. Or do you ever sleep?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. I sleep some, not much, but I'm so excited. Like right now, it's like I go to sleep at like 11, 12 o'clock after I knock out everything. And then I still wake up about 5, 6 in the middle of the night. And it's like, I try to roll over and I'm like, you know what, might as well go and get up. And so I just keep on going and going and going. I'll sleep a little bit later. Todd made me draw out that dream house. And I promise you what, I promise you this, it really hit home. It's like
Todd did what?
He made me draw out my dream house. So he didn't have me
Let me see
get a picture. It's like drawn out. Like
bring it closer.
I'll send the picture to you, Robin.
Wow, that's awesome.
So I actually drew it out with the backyard and everything. I didn't go into all the details, but he was just like, that's good enough. You put on your, where you see it every single day. And he said he's coming by to visit. So yeah, we have a lot of masterminds there.
That's awesome.
Well, yes, guys. But and Brian, to answer your question, I know that's our next big event. I see your question in the chat. That's our next big event in February. So it'll be either the last week of February or the first week of March. And they're still working on which one works better. So one, they're trying to price wise because that part of Utah can get expensive, like they were explaining to us. And then also just that'll be a good time next couple months, after the holidays, and it's time to get back together. And it'll be just like Destin.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. You guys really don't want to miss it if possible. And Southwest flies into Salt Lake City for reasonably priced. So does, I think, Frontier. It will be a really great event. Plus, we'll have the corporate, offices there. That'll be good.
Hopefully, COVID's not too bad. We'll get to go visit. Last time we didn't get to go visit the facilities and different things because of COVID. Hopefully, it's not. Hopefully they kind of just do off with this little thing.
We need to start, canceling the assignment of this darn thing. I tell you.
Come on now. We know it's, we know it's here, but y'all just going a little bit too far. But Okay, everybody. Well,
I got Beth Lewis on my Zoom tomorrow morning.
Beth rocks. That's my sister-in-law, you guys. She's awesome. She keeps it real.
Yeah, she does.
Oh yeah. If y'all have any questions, y'all don't hesitate. I'll go ahead and stop this recording because I'm gonna post this one, and then